Hey, Price Bourgeois here with Bourgeois Insurance. Today is Saturday. It's the Saturday before Mardi Gras. We're going to be going to parades a little later on and all that fun stuff. But came into work this morning, was working with a few people, and I actually had 2 or 3 people ask me the difference between comp and collision today. So I figured that maybe I'll make a little video, talk about comp and collision a little bit, but also some of the other coverages that might be available to you that maybe you know about, maybe you don't. So first off, comp and collision, what's the difference? Well, comp would be basically when you're not driving. Let's say you're in a parking lot or the vehicle's at home, no one's in it, or no one's driving it, and it starts to hail and it dings up your vehicle. That would be under a comp claim, or somebody vandalizes your vehicle or something like that. That would be comp. Collision would run under a situation where if you're driving it, or a person who's covered to drive it drives it. If you have an undisclosed driver in your home and they're driving it, you might not be covered. But anyway, you get an accident under a covered type accident, then that's where collision is going to take care of it. Both of these do have deductibles, so something to consider. I've had people with 0 deductibles. I've had people with as high as $2,000 deductibles. It depends on your comfort level. I'll tell you this, I personally keep a $500 deductible. That's where I'm comfortable at. If I have a ding or something like that, and it costs me less than $500, I'm just going to take care of it. But you may not be that way. You might be okay with a $1,000 deductible, or you might be a person that wants a zero deductible. It's just something for you to consider. Of course, we'll talk to you about it. We'll show you the differences. A lot of times, it's not a whole lot of difference between 0 and 250. So we'll take a look at it with you. A couple other things that you might want to check. Make sure if you want it is that you have rental. Some people want rental insurance, some people don't. In my mind, if I had an accident and I didn't have a truck for 2 or 3 weeks, that would be rough. We do have 2 vehicles in the household, but we've got kids and we're at school and we're at this and that. I would definitely want to make sure that I had a vehicle under my insurance. With that being said, you need to make sure the amount of coverage you have for that. Some people actually have only maybe $30 a day. $30 a day is not going to get you far. If you're used to driving a big SUV, and you got 4 kids, and you're running all over the place, make sure you've got a little bit more than $30 a day. Some of them might be 40, some of them might be 50. I think I've even seen as high as 60. So make sure of that. Some of them do go by total amount. Maybe they have a $400, 500, 600, 700, maybe 1,000. So depending on what your situation is, do you want rental? Most people do. Make sure you have it. It doesn't cost a whole lot. Another coverage that you might want, and I personally have as well as my wife, is roadside assistance. If it's not something that you really are going to use very often, but when you do use it, it's going to be late at night on a lonely highway, and you're going to really need it. It doesn't cost a whole lot of money. It's there for those emergencies. With a teenage daughter and my wife, and I'm all over the road sometimes. I would hate to think that my wife is on Highway 90 coming from Lafayette or something, and is stuck on the side of the road. Of course, I'm going to go get her, but what if I'm away? What if I'm on a business trip in Houston or something? Well, again, I'll drive down to get her, but that might take me 8-9 hours. So, well, maybe not from Houston, but anyway, you get the idea. It's cheap, and it's for those emergencies when something comes up. One other coverage that I've had one or two people get is if you have some aftermarket parts on your vehicle. That's a pretty limited amount that they'll cover for that, but some people want it. So if you have, I don't know, jacked up truck or, something like that, you might want to get that coverage. Doesn't cost a whole lot, but again, it doesn't really go to an extended amount of money of coverage. It's a case by case scenario on that. So we can look at that for you. Well, anyway, look, have a good Mardi Gras season. Be careful out there. Don't drink and drive. Have somebody take you back and forth, Uber, whatever you've got to do. Check us out at 123myquote.com. Give us a call at 985-803-8999. We'd love to take a look at your insurance, no matter what type of insurance you carry. Thanks. Have a good one.